I would now request Dr. Jhakar, Student Affairs in charge, to share his thoughts with us.
Only one page. Honorable Director, sir, faculty colleagues, staff members, and dear students, Happy Republic Day. Though India became a free nation on August 15, 1947, it declared itself a sovereign, democratic, and republic state with the adoption of Constitution on the January 26, 1950. A salute of 21 guns and unfurling the Indian national flag by Dr. Rajendra Prasad heralded the historic birth of the Indian Republic. And on that very day, every Indian henceforth became the citizen of the Republic of India. Well, if you think about what's happening in India and world at large since 1950 to today, the January 26, 2015. On the one hand, it's shrinking. We see the jet planes, internet, live feed, Facebook and YouTube. And that means that nobody around the world should be a stranger. And that should bring us closer together, because it should remind us that we are all fundamentally the same in terms of our aspiration, our hopes, our love for children, and so on and so forth. So we should be moving towards becoming the global citizens from the citizen of India. Up to a certain extent, it is true. We are moving in that direction. But I would like to bring your attention on the other side of it. On the one hand, it's disorienting. It's bringing more and more chaos instead of the order, because lot of people pull back into their own specific identities, their race, their tribe, their religion, and their own belief system. And they are so deeply rooted into their belief system, they believe that there's no incentive to deviate from their own belief system. And they are captured like a silkworm in its own cocoon. And it is a dangerous thing because it can splinter people and cause conflict. And specifically due to this, at this juncture of time, we are facing the two biggest problems in the world. One is the terrorism and another is the global warming. So, one of the critical ingredients for the peace, progress and prosperity is my ability to stand in your shoes, to see through your eyes and constantly imagine what it is like to be a poor farmer struggling to feed his family. He has no money and due to excessive debt, he is thinking to commit suicide. A young girl growing in the slums of Rohtak called Kabir Colony without proper food and shelter. And water is rising due to the global warming. Those kind of ability to imagine ourselves in different situations help us to connect with those people, and hopefully that can drive us to do to better in whole host of things. What ultimately does though is, once you get to that point and you comprehend what other person are saying and they comprehend what you are saying, hopefully then you start figuring out ways to build a wall as compared to the fight the wall that we have got. Finally, this very ability to comprehend others' perspective remind us that we have to come out of our ego and encapsulated identities, and as Lord Krishna says to Arjuna in Bhagavad Gita, we are the universe manifesting through the human nervous system. I will end by a quote from Swami Vivekananda: a person with his own ego and encapsulated identity like a fish in the net, but every net have